Okay, this is a quick case study over 5 minutes. So the Willie Clancy Summer School, for those of you who don't know, is one of the biggest traditional music festivals in the world. And it happens every July. Just trying to go on to the next one here. Sorry, it's not letting me move on to the slides. Excuse me for this, now 1 second. There we go. So it's held every year in Milltown, Malbay and County Clare, and thousands of people descend on this tiny little village. It's a huge earner for the economy. And ITMA, the Irish Digital Music Archive, have been recording there since the late 90s, first to audio, then to DV Cam, and more recently to Born Digital Video. So obviously this year it couldn't happen. So we decided that we would help the festival to put themselves online. The workflow that we came up with was to identify what material was going on. This was going to go on over the week that the festival would have happened, the 10 days beforehand, and then for a week afterwards. So identify what was going up, to clear the rights with the performers to make sure that everybody was happy for their performances to go up, to find the actual files, the physical video files themselves, download them, in some cases convert them, edit them, add our own branding, upload it all to YouTube, which is the platform that we use for user dissemination, and then make all that available on our website through embedded YouTube links in our CMS. All very straightforward, of course, not. So there were huge challenges. It's gone on another one, but there are some of the challenges that we faced were technical, obviously, with so much material, and we were all working at home because this was done within the confines of COVID. So domestic broadband was a huge issue for everybody. We had a lot of issues with video editing, and just in terms of the sheer volume of material that we had to get through to try and extract bits from larger concerts and put them all together, add in our branding, add in our graphics. And while we do have some expertise in-house, we just didn't have enough. So we brought external expertise in from outside to help us with that. But that in itself created another challenge, because then we had to move large video files across the network outside of it that couldn't be used within our own Citrix server because it just wasn't big enough. And so it was external hard drives had to be used, and that whole kind of volume of material really presented a huge technical challenge for us. Other challenges that we faced then were rights challenges. I'm hoping the screen will move on now in a second. It seems to be reacting slowly to what I'm doing on the keyboard. But there were 170 different performers involved over the course of the 2.5 weeks. And each of those performers had to be contacted and said, are you happy for your performance to go up? So just getting the contact details for all of those. Facebook was brilliant. We were all practitioners within the archive, so we all used our own personal contacts as well. And we also had to make sure that we were tracking what we were doing, so that one person wasn't asked if they were happy to go out in the accordion recital, and then they were also happy to go out in the Saturday night final concert, so that we weren't multiply asking people the same question from coming from different sources. Another thing that we had to do was we didn't really give people the chance to see the things beforehand because it wasn't practical, but in some cases people did ask for it, and where they really wanted to do it, we did facilitate it. And there was one case that a performer wanted, from memory, wasn't quite happy with his performance and asked if he could see it, and then asked for it to be pulled, which of course we did, but that just added another element to the challenge. The metadata that we had, some of it was not consistent. Some of them were missing catalog records. Again, these were just in-house things that had to be ironed out. We had a lot of unidentified tunes and songs, and we don't like publishing unidentified material. So again, we brought in outside expertise to somebody who can listen to a tune and know immediately what the name of the tune is. And he was brilliant. So that was really good. He got thousands of unidentified tunes with names. And also the fact checking, how to spell people's names, where people were from, the dates for performers who had passed away, just to make sure that all of that was correct, and that our high publication standards were adhered to. We also had some, I can't read my own writing here, our time challenges, time pressures. This was a very, big project, a hugely ambitious project in a very short time frame. So it was all hands on deck to do it, and actually wouldn't really have worked apart from the fact that, as I said, we're all practitioners. We all agreed that this was a really good and positive thing to do within the current environment. We were all behind it 100%, and we all sort of put our shoulders to the wheel and worked overtime and everything to get it across the line. It wouldn't have happened had we not been working from home. Had we been open to the public and dealing with people coming into the library, we wouldn't have had the time to do this. And also, without our new digital repository, this was the first time as a staff that our digital repository, which we haven't even made public yet, was available to us as a resource. And we've all agreed that it's just an amazing resource. We were able to find the video files that we wanted really quickly, find the time codes of the things that we wanted, and then send those to the editors so they could extract them from the actual files themselves. So it was that was a huge time saver. So what did we learn? Our catalog standards need to come up to scratch. Our metadata standards need to be overhauled. We have a catalog and backlog, which we've always known about, but this is the first time it's become an issue for us. So we need to address that. We could really do with a CRM to manage all of our contacts and be able to track our copyright. The benefits of outsourcing, things like video editing and tune identification, things that we can do in-house, we're not necessarily the quickest at doing it. Benefits of bringing outside expertise in to do that was really brought home to us in this. And also we learned a massive amount about how to run social media campaigns, how to with copyright conflicts and stuff on YouTube and on Facebook and on Twitter. We learned a huge amount about that, which we've now used going forward into other things. So overall, it was a hugely worthwhile project. We're delighted that we did it. It's got great recognition internationally and nationally. It's increased our profile. It's increased our funding. But as a staff, we have said never again. It was far too ambitious. And any questions about any of that, you can get a hold of me on email there, or I'll answer them in after the sessions. Thank you.